joining me in my morning cup of coffee. What's the saying? We don't get up to drink. We don't drink coffee to wake up. We wake up to drink our coffee. This is so good. Very, very, very delicious. Very delicious. No sugar, just black. Anyway, so today I want to get into this leg routine. This new phase, new session, new angle, new attack, whatever it is. They brought in this new machine into the gym. It's called a pendulum squat. I'd seen it at different gyms. I'd never used it in my life. And just decided this was an important thing. I've been kind of stale, ran into some walls, working the hack squat, the vertical press, and the Smith. And I pretty much reached my limit with those machines, topped out at four something on the Smith, 5 plates on the vertical, and 6 plates on the hack squat. So, that's a significant amount of weight for me. I'm weighing 193 pounds today, so I guess it would be easier if I had 40, 50 more pounds of muscle, but, it is what it is, and this is what I have, and this is what I'm working with. So, going to the pendulum squat. Of all the machines I have ever used, of all the free weights I have ever used, the pendulum squat has to be, for me, for my body proportions, this may change for other people, the most perfectly designed machine to hit the quads. As I load up this machine, the pad on my shoulder, and I squat down, the entire pressure of the weight just goes down on the legs, not on the lower back, not on the knees. Anybody out there who has had knee issues know what knee pain is when doing a deep squat with the free bar. There's none of that. There's just a brace and breathe, load, lock, spring, tightness of just the muscle working. I'm really excited about this. I am absolutely stoked with this machine. And so for the last 2 sessions, I've done basically nothing else but the pendulum squat, working it, absolutely getting in some volume. Working up with 1 plate. Today, the first session was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because I needed to see my strength ranges in each and every one of those weights. And I topped out with the 7. I'm going to have to talk to the gym owner, see if they can put an addition on the tube so they can maybe weld an extra piece on so they can get 8 and 9 more plates on there. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to see 9 plates squatting down. But 7. Okay, so worked up from 1 to 3 to 5, and then we hit our top set with 7. Last week it was 3 reps. Taking it very cautiously. 7 plates is very heavy, even though it is a levered machine. In other words, the weight is not loyally 100% vertical on top of you. It is levered in the sense that it has an angle. It's placed in front, and so the weight is somewhat mitigated. Nonetheless, when you're standing underneath that pad, there is 280 kilos on that pad. What is mitigated is the force production as you do the range of motion. And it's still heavy, believe me, but it was workable. It was workable. So last week, in the abundance of caution, I only did 3 reps, leaving plenty of reps in reserve, although I felt winded, even with those 3 reps. And today, I decided to go as high as I felt prudent, and so I got 7 reps. I could have forced myself to get more reps, but 7 was okay. 7 reps with 7 plates leaves room for improvement. Back down to 6 plates and got 10 reps. Now, that set left me winded for like 4 minutes. And I do cardio. My cardio is not in a, it's okay. It's okay. I do consistent cardio. And that set had me, I was breathing hard for like 4 or 5 minutes. It took me a while to recuperate from that. And so that was it. Just 2 really hard working sets on the pendulum. And then I went to try out this vertical leg machine that they have at this gym, and it's just very different from the vertical that I was using at the other. It's too small. I couldn't fit into it properly to unrack the weight. And so wasted my time there. Then I went to the Smith machine, and as soon as I got my first rep with 1 plate, I felt a little bit of a twinge on my knee, and said it's just not worth it. We'll do this as the first exercise in my next session. So after that, I basically worked the adductors and got in some 4 decent sets with the adductors. It's a machine that most men neglect. Like, a lot of women use it, but men tend to neglect it. Unless you are a bodybuilding pro. If you are competing as a bodybuilder, paradox and irony of all ironies, they will not neglect this machine, because the adductor is actually probably the most important muscle group in your leg for developing size. Everybody goes for the visual. Like, human beings are very attracted to the superficial, for the obvious things, and it takes a little bit more education and knowledge to go deeper into the actual workings of things. And when you understand how the leg works, you'll appreciate more your adductor, even though it's the least visible of all the muscles. Yeah, okay, so you don't want to build up your least visible. You want to show, your biceps with a tight t-shirt. I have an enmity with gym culture. Let me tell you, I'm not beholden. I am not in debt in any way, shape, or form to the gym culture. The gym culture, in my opinion, is like a bad public school system. It's a holding pen for people. I've been working out at gyms my entire, most of my life, on and off. But gyms do not promote excellence. They do not. Do you see people with highly developed bodies there? By and large, no. You see normal people. Normal people giving instruction to other people on how to do things normally and not achieve any sort of greatness. And so the amount of disinformation and baloney and just bullshit and downright bad, stupid notions and ignorance about diet and everything is just, it's like, I'm very down with I'm not too supportive of gym culture. If you go to the gym, find yourself a coach. Can't find yourself a coach? There are so many resources online. Follow a professional bodybuilder. You don't follow professional bodybuilders. They're all on steroids. They train differently, and it's all a matter of scale and proportion. You don't do what they do. You understand the basics and the fundamentals of what they do, and then you apply them to your journey. At least that's what I did, and it worked for me. Had I continued listening to the gym mob, I would never have gotten my deadlift up to 4.5 plates, 5 plates. I got it up to 495 pounds. I got my squat up to 450 pounds, deep ass to grass. My bench press is lagging, but I got it up to 320 pounds, and that would never have happened. Never in a million years had I continued with the gym bro path. Lower the weight, do the proper technique. It's such bullshit. That's not the way you do it. Proper technique, my ass. Crimp and crunch and contract. Those are things that are best left at the end. Bodybuilders are weightlifters. Like Kai Green was saying, I'm not a weightlifter, I'm a bodybuilder. And then, for 3 years, all he did was 500-pound incline bench presses, 450-pound overhead presses, doing 650-pound squats. Oh, but he's not a weightlifter. Ass backward liars. They're all liars. The way these people get that way, the way they get this large muscle mass is by weightlifting. Just call it weightlifting. Don't call it, I go to the gym and work out. No, you go and weightlift and do it seriously and work some heavy ass weight. And then your body will grow. If you eat enough food, your body will grow, you get large, you get strong. And then you don't have to lift the same way forever. They start going on these machines. They pump differently. They do more sets. They do more reps. It's a different thing. But if you don't get strong at the outset, you'll never get it. You'll never understand. You'll never be there. If you're super strong, you have a leg up on everybody, man. Like today, I can go in at the gym at any given day and do heavy weight. Whereas most people, they would have to seriously train for a period of months and years to get there. So I already got there. Why? Because I broke out of that dumb, stupid-ass, backward gym culture that really ties people down. It's a Planet Fitness world now. People just want to go and work out and lift weights, and in the most moderate way, and they think that by doing proper technique that they are achieving something. I was watching Jordan Peters. Jordan Peters is like the GOAT of mass building in the Great Britain, in the UK, and he has inspired most, if not, I mean, like 90% of the current generation of European bodybuilders subscribe to Jordan Peters. Jordan Peters is, it's all about the weight. People who say that it's not about the weight, it's about the technique, it shows on their physique. They don't have muscle density, they don't have size, they don't have mass, because that is achieved through heavy weight. And this man has devoted his career to building as thick and as dense and as large musculature as possible. And so he must know what he's talking about. He said, it's much preferable to go higher in intensity, i.e. weight, than do contractions and crimping and crunching and techniques of isolating and cramping the muscle with voluntary mind-muscle connection. This is very old school, and it's not conducive to building ultimate mass. Now you can get into arguments, the golden days were better. The days of this bygone era were better. And that's a foolish thing. That's it's people who are stuck in the past. And sure, Arnold and some of these guys had. Look at Sergio Oliva. This guy was doing power cleans with 4 plates. You know what a power clean is? You grab the bar from the floor and you heave it up to your chest, and then you press it up. 400 pounds. The aesthetics. The aesthetics. You couldn't do half that weight. These people were professional weightlifters. Professional weightlifters. Get the notions correct. Get the notions correct. They're not over there doing this bicep curl and with a 30-pound dumbbells doing their shoulder presses. Somebody might have caught them on camera doing a lightweight one day and say, look how they train. They're training with lightweight. It does not reveal how they got that way. You don't get that way by training with lightweight. Everybody would be that way. Oh, because it's genetics. Bullshit. Yeah, of course it's genetics, but if those genetics aren't lifting that type of weight, it's not happening. Big Ramy, 500-pound bench presses all day long. Rack pulls with 600-700 pounds. Kevin Levrone, same shit. He was one of the most aesthetic people. Lee Haney. Lee Haney, not particularly known for training heavy, yet his bench press was 4+. Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates was known for training heavy, but it was known that he got to be that big once his bench press got beyond a certain weight. He was like stuck at 3 plates, 3 something, and then as he progressed and he got into the 4+, his body proportionately assumed the shape of somebody who was benching 4.5 plates. Same thing with his back. So I just need to get this out there about these, the gym, really strayed off course. The pendulum squat and the adductors. So finished off with the adductors and just those 2 basic exercises, but worked them really heavy and hard. Legs are very sore. I'm dropping weight, in a very controlled manner, like I've been saying in my last few videos, down to 193 today. Started at 205 on the 10th of January. Today is the 13th of February, and we're down 12 pounds. But everything is according to an Excel sheet and to a graph, and the weight cannot drop beyond a certain weight in a certain period of time. And so, as I've been saying, if you do the diet by the numbers, you cannot fail. Can't fail. If all things being equal, you're not doing excessive amount of cardio, you're lifting your weights, and the numbers include your nutrition, your intake, you're eating enough protein, you're not going so low on your carbs, you're limiting your fat. And the numbers will reveal as you drop, you should not drop more than 3 or 3.5 pounds every 15 days. You should not go beyond 6 or 7 pounds a month. If you do, and this also depends how large or small you are, if you go beyond that, you will probably be losing muscle mass. If you look at yourself from a distance, you'll see a smaller version of yourself if you go into that attrition of losing weight so quickly, of restricting your food intake so drastically. You'll be small. Objectively, people will view you from afar, but you might think, oh, I need to lose a little bit more. Here you get into the anorexic mindset. Just a little bit more. I'll eat a little bit less because I'm still fat. Get a coach. Get somebody who knows. You're left to your own devices, you'll screw up. That's all I have to say. Do these things by the numbers. Get some science behind it. Learn how to do this. Track. Is it so hard to track your nutrition? Open up an Excel sheet on your computer and put down the dates. And today I weighed 213 pounds. Tomorrow it'll be 212.9. Then I'll back up and then down and up. And then, then you do an average. Then on another column, you put in protein, carbohydrate, fat, total calories. And you keep this data. Is that so hard? Is it really so hard? It's not. And once you get into it, you'll be addicted to that. You'll be wanting to write down all the data. Get your evening weight. Oh man, I dropped 3.5 pounds every night. And then over the course of time, you'll start to see some patterns. And the first time you actually achieve your six-pack, you get your veins on your abs, you get your veins on your arms, and you start to see a flared back and flared quads and all this, the first time that happens after 4 months of constant, dedicated application of this knowledge, you'll be able to repeat it over and over again your whole life. And you won't be worried on week 3, am I still holding fat? Doesn't matter. You're in the process, and you know that at the end of the process, you'll achieve your goal. But people who have never undergone this process will always be in doubt during the process because they don't know the fact, they don't even know what the process is. They hear, yeah, the process. Oh man, explain to me the process. Well, no. Well, the process is that you drop weight slowly. You keep your carbohydrates moderate and your protein high. You lift heavy weights. And I go by the mirror. If you go by the mirror, either you're very advanced or you're very foolish, because the mirror can give a false sense of what's happening. Very false sense. The numbers don't lie. If the mirror can trick you all day long. And some people I've heard, I just go with the mirror. These people are generally the ones that have not that much mass. They don't have a lot of size on them. Because to get a lot of size, some things in the mirror are not going to jive. They get very much into the projection of the illusion of the aesthetic, and that won't permit them to ever, bulk up properly. Anyways, that'll be enough for today. A lot of ranting, a lot of rambling. Just need to get these notions out there. It might reach somebody and give them a leg up in this journey and bring them out of that matrix of darkness that is the gym culture, filled with ignorance and backward notions of how to do things. Follow professionals. Listen to the top coaches. Listen to some good podcasts. Think big. Fuad Abia. There's plenty of resources out there of professionals and how they do that, how they go about doing this. Doesn't mean that you're going to be doing the things that they do, but you'll understand and perhaps you'll awaken that whatever it is that you were doing before was just wrong. Anyways, God bless everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. So today was second session using this pendulum. Today was almost exclusively on the pendulum. Started out with 1 plate, didn't get it on the video, too boring. 3 plates, not that that's even more exciting, but here I take advantage of the full entire range of motion. And why wouldn't you? This is a completely safe exercise. The foot angle, the platform angle, everything is conducive for my personal biometrics. I find that everybody obviously is built differently. I was observing somebody on this machine much shorter than I, could not do the full range of motion. Their knees were a bit more stressed. So it's like, it's potluck with these machines. They're not built for any particular person. They're built for everybody. This one has just a perfection for my personal dimension, so I take advantage of it. going all the way down. Now, the deeper I go, it seems that the less stress on my knee. It's all hip and quad drive. Here we're to the top set. Very exciting, very heavy on the shoulders. This is a very heavy weight. And here we're doing 7 plates. We're going for 7 reps. And that's what I got. Last session, I got 3 reps. And today, well, did a PR, improved on that. And we just, we can only increase on reps since we can't put on more weight on the machine. Doing techniques such as pausing at the bottom, exploding from the bottom, doing more time under tension. Here we bring the weight down to 6 plates and call this a back offset with higher reps. And here I got 10 reps. The limitation on this, more than strength, is the cardio. I was so winded after this set, it wasn't even funny. It's a long movement. The body is displacing a great deal of distance. As you can observe, there's almost 3-4 feet of actual body movement in each rep. And so obviously it's going to consume more oxygen, more energy. And from here, we tried out this vertical press. It's different from the ones that I've been posting on the videos. This is a much smaller machine. I barely fit into it. Here, just ranging it out with 1 plate on each side. And, with this very lightweight, I could get under the platform and exaggerating the range of motion, bringing it all the way down, feeling the crease on the hip, the quad hip crease, I guess that you would call that, making sure the flexion is all the way down. Then I couldn't put any more weight on. It was just too small a machine. So I finished off the session with these adductors. Now this is a highly neglected exercise. I see women use this machine. Men do not like to use this machine unless you are a champ, unless you are an IFBB pro who knows what's up. And then you get over your ego and you do the adductor and abductor machine. This particular exercise will develop the inside of your thigh. The inside of your thigh is almost 1/3 of the thigh mass. It is what enables you to go deep into the squat, into the hole, and gives overall power to the leg. Why would you neglect it? Because people like to see what's showy and visible. Tight t-shirts with big biceps. Why build your inner thighs if it's the outer thigh that people are looking at? So, but we're not into the delusions. We like to have a complete, substantial package of what is actually real. So you want to build up everything. The inside of the thigh will give substantial leg mass. And it will improve your deep squats. It will improve your hack squats, your everything that requires full knee flexion and full hip flexion. So that was it today. That was basically it. Just a few really hard sets. And, I'm narrating this 24 hours after the fact, and my legs are very sore, especially these adductor muscles are extremely, extremely tight and sore. It really works. Anyways, guys and girls, have a blessed day. We'll see you on our next episode.